Hello, Jagadev. Om Namo Narayanaya, 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 Namo Narayanaya, Om 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 Namo Narayanaya, Namo Narayanaya, Om 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 Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, 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 Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, 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 Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, 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 Om Namo Narayanaya. Shri Guru Namaha. Hare Om. Now, leave your eyes closed. Visualize a bright light on your forehead and let your consciousness mind go deeper in the middle of it. And let this light expand itself. Now, bring the light to your eyes the right one first and the left one, and let it purify your sight. Bring the light to your nose. Let it purify your breathing. Bring the light to your mouth. Let it purify the sense of taste. Bring the light to your arm and hands, the right one and the left one. Let it purify the sense of touch. Bring the light to your leg and feet. Let it purify your path. Then now bring the light to your heart. Let it shine brighter. And whoever sees you perceived that divine light inside of you. Feel the warmth of love which emanates from you. And in your intention, if you know anybody need help, let this light and love goes to them and help them. Being absorbed into this divine light, chant with me. Asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev, everybody. So, right now, everybody here in Europe especially, there's such a beautiful weather, everybody is enjoying, and at the same time, the media everywhere is reminding people of the second waves, and yes, some of the cities are in second lockdown. We should not forget that even whatever happened now, we have to be in the spirit of joy, being free and being in love. We should not go back again as it was in the first lockdown, because it was out of fear. People didn't have any clue what was happening. And of course, the pressure of the outside made it even worse. So this time, you don't need to dramatize everything, like especially the toilet paper drama and so on. That one have to be more relaxed. It gives one an opportunity also to go inside and reflect upon life itself. What is the most important thing for each one actually, and what is life really? You see, very often we say we have control over life, in 1 second to the other, life can be taken away. So be grateful for that gift, that you are living and that you are alive, So be grateful for that gift which God have given you, and take full opportunity in attaining this love and become a better human being. So I will ask Jai Gopal to ask you a question. Jai.
Guruji, when we make a relationship with God our higher priority, it seems that we often leave family and friends behind. Should we expect fewer and fewer relationships as a natural result of our spiritual growth?
Actually, no. You see, when you go on the spiritual path, your whole being is transformed. And it is natural that not everybody can vibrate in the same frequency which you are on. You see, when you are into the mundane life, it's a natural thing to think like everybody else. But when that is transformed, when that is changed, the world will not be able to run behind that and transform. So you make a jump from one level to that level. So that gap, the world can't run. So that's why family change, friends change, everything change. So your relationship to them, of course, because why have you been in a relationship with them? It is also part of your life itself. If they value the friendship truly, then there's nothing that changed, because from you, what you have experienced, what you're experiencing, that's what you would like to give to them. You would like to share. That what when you have something, you have tasted something wonderful, the excitement you have inside of you to share. But will they be able to accept it? It's very difficult. You see, it's two ways of thinking. Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 8 verse 26, he explained about that. There's two paths, the path of light and the path of darkness. Like he said, the path of light, it is no return, which means you attain to the perfection, you attain to the divine realm which you are eternally there. So it is a path which you are liberated. And the path of darkness is the path where you keep coming. So here you see clearly that these two opposite force to each other. They can't comprehend. It is like a secular and the sacred. So the secular world, for example, the secular world find great happiness in fulfilling the external materialism desires and so on. If I have a house, I'll be happy. If I have a good husband or wife or children or a partner, I'll be happy. If I have money, I will be happy. So the secular way of living function fully in fulfilling the external need. So when you are into the world, your mind is fully absorbed in fulfilling these needs. So the people which is around you have the similarity. The whole world have that similarity. But yet, when something deep inside, in spite of having everything, yet there is a sense of not being satisfied, not being full. There's something missing in whatever I'm doing. I am happy. I'm happy to have a car, I'm happy to have a house, I'm happy to have everything, external matter, but yet that deeper feeling of fulfillment is not there. There is still something which is missing. This is where the path of light awakens inside of you. So that when the path of light awakens inside of you, of course that transformation which happens inside, your joy, your happiness, what you used to see the world with, of course that lens is changed. Because you want to dive in a world which is from the world of finite to the world of infinite, infinite, So these two worlds is opposed to each other. So when these two worlds come face to face, then you have a choice. This is the feeling, this is where you go through. You divert, you go through your feeling, your spiritual path. You attain to another level of yourself, which the world can't understand. Because when we look at the secular world still function into the drama of the outside. The one that is still there, they will never comprehend. So you see, even in your relationship, of course, from your side, you still perceived them how they are. In spite that you don't have anything to talk about, because very often I've seen that in the devotees, they always ask, yes, we meet our friend, but we don't have anything to discuss about. They discuss about something which we are not interested anymore. So they talk about mundane things, but you are not interested in mundane things. You want to discuss about something which enrich you more in your spiritual field, enriching you to get to know more about yourself. So in that context, of course, the relationship, from your point, you can understand them, but from their point, they can't understand you. It's like you're standing on a different level. From down in a building, from down, there's many people, they're looking up, they're wondering what is up there, And you from up, you're looking down, you have a comprehension of everything what is happening because your view is a different view. Whereas their view is limited. Their view is limited because they don't see what is on the top. So that's why, you see, the relationship appeared as changing from a mundane point of view or normal for the people outside, their point of view. What is to have a relationship vary. But from your point of view, you see it completely different. So that's why your view, your understanding, have transcend something which is limited. It have awake into something which is unlimited. You see the possibilities. There is endless possibilities to where you stand. Whereas where somebody which is into the world, there is fixed possibilities. Their possibilities are determined. Even their happiness is only program happiness. But yet, but this is not. There is a multitude of possibilities what it is infinite, like life. Your Atma is a potency of God which is infinite. Like that, you have endless possibilities of making a certain reality. So into the divine realm, like God is a creator, you're also part of that creator. You create endless possibilities. So your relationship also to the world, to the people around you, also have many possibilities. It's not fixed only on a certain limitness. So that's why, you see, very often, if you have not the deep understanding of a relationship, you don't have a deep understanding of what is love really, then you are stuck to only the limitation of the secular world itself. So that's why, you see, it appeared that relationship changed. It appeared that people which were close to you once, they distance themselves. Of course, it is natural from their point of view. You can say, yes, I have not done anything, I'm still the same person, but their way of seeing you, they can't comprehend. Because you see, here everybody wants to comprehend everything. They want to understand. If I understand something, I think I know about it. So our understanding means that, yes, I know about. So when they can't comprehend what is happening, they don't want to adventure into that. They are not strong like spiritual people. Spiritual people are not weak people. They are very strong people to adventure into a world of multitude dimension, multitude, infinite possibilities. So this is how the divine work. So for the world to understand that is quite difficult. That's why we say that spiritual life is a personal life where you grow. And blessed is those family really who God have graced them to be on the spiritual path altogether and have this deeper understanding. So then you see that how the world understands things.
Guruji, when an accident or an illness happens, some people say you are burning off karma, or Guruji is cleansing you, or Guruji is giving you this experience and protecting you from something much worse. Are these explanations true? And is this a correct way to understand Guru and God, life and karma and the whole thing?
Well, in one way, in a devotee perspective, devotees, like I always say, they perceived the world differently. And for other people, they perceive the world opposite to that. So let's look at it from a devotee perspective. The devotee perceived the grace of the Guru and God in their life at all times. So they made a relationship that everything happened through grace. Without grace, nothing happened. Especially when you are aware of kripa. That kripa means grace, which Guru and God give to one which is ready. And of course, from the devotee point of view, everything is in the hand of Guru and God. And of course, whatever happened, they will perceive that blessing into that. And of course, a devotee, they don't see things in a negative way. They see it in a positive way. So even if something happened that they can't handle, they know that behind that there is a deeper understanding, a deeper learning. Of course, life is a learning process. Until you go out of that cycle of birth and death, until you rise above that, of course it is a learning process. And from a devotee point of view, they perceived the grace of God in everything, which is wonderful. And this is a grace which not everybody have. That's why they say that, yes, whatever happened, it could have happened worse. Because they know there is worse thing than that. Logically, even the mundane people know about that. But logically, yes, there is worse thing than that. But because they are protected by a certain grace, maybe they feel it also, that something have to go through, one have to go through that, and but yet the divine is standing by them. Of course, then they praise the Guru and God, grace with them. So in that context, yes, Guru and God, the grace is amazing with the devotee. What a blessing it is. Very often people don't realize that, but those who have experienced that, but in their life, they know their life before, they know the life when they have that grace of Guru and God with them. What is the different? When you look at your life itself, you see the different. When you were standing into the world not knowing that they were there with you, and when you stand now into the spiritual field, that you know that they are with you. So you can see the difference between the two itself. So it is the right attitude to always be reminded that Guru, the grace of Guru first is always with you. And through the grace of Guru, you have the grace of Bhagwan himself. And what come to my mind, how Guru protect, it's amazing. There was a saint, actually, by the name of Sahaja Bai, Sahajabai, I think, I'm not so sure about the name, but it's such a beautiful story, actually. She was one day standing, in front of her house, a small hut. She was in a different bhav and different mood inside of her. As she was in that mood, Bhagwan, now Lord Panduranga, appeared to her. But she didn't give much attention to him. And it was strange, because when Bhagwan appeared, very often the people will be excited. Yeah, Sahajabai, she didn't have any reaction. So Bhagwan was wondering, Sahaja, what's wrong with you? Everybody is very happy to see me, but why are you still in a Shanta Bhav, which means very stern and show no excitement, And so Sahaja said to Bhagwan, look, I have my Sadguru, and I was not, it's not that I don't respect you, I respect very much, but you are there, you have come by your own will, and but I would love really to perceive Paramatma Tattva, which means the ultimate Tattva, as my Sadguru itself. So seeing that bhav of Sahaja, and Bhagwan was so happy to see how dedicated and surrendered Sahaja was on her path and her dedications, firstly, to her Guru. And it is because of that dedication itself, that's why Bhagwan have manifest himself without her willing, without her asking Bhagwan to appear, just like that, because of her service to her Guru, that Bhagwan have come. And just to test her more, a devotion to her Guru, Bhagavan said to her, to Sahaja, would you not let me inside and inside your hut? So then Sahaja said, well, I will let you in, but there is only one asan in my hut, and that asan is where my Sadguru sit. If you don't mind sitting down on the floor, you're most welcome. And Bhagavan was even more delighted, so he went inside and sat down on the floor. Then he said, please ask me something, because everybody, they come to me, they ask me something. They all, whenever I go up here also, I always want to give something to them. And Sahaja said, what will I ask you? You know, I don't have any desire in this life. So Bhagavan said, but please ask something. So sometimes Bhagavan is very stubborn, you know. So as she said, okay, if you want, if you are insisting, you know, I will tell you something. You know, I have my Sadguru. If I wanted to ask him about you, he will give you to me. And that's what he does normally. You know, he Bhagavan, he gave you as dhan, which means he gave you as offering to the devotee which is worthy. Yeah? So those worthy devotee, they receive you as dhan. So he can give you as dhan. Then he asked Bhagavan, who is more great? You know, you, Deva, or dhan itself? So the Deva is, the Lord said, but was very happy to see this devotion, you know, and said, as you really want to do something, you know, you have to understand, by Sadguru, you know, you as Bhagavan, you give problem to the people. You know, you give them worry, you give them problem, you give them illnesses, you give them pain, you know, and suffering. But the Sadguru is merciful. He remove all what you give. You give suffering, he come to remove all the suffering. You give endless life, he remove them from the cycle of life and death. And Bhagavan was even more joyful and more happy. He said, I will do whatever you ask me, please ask me something. He said, okay, fine, I will serve my Sadguru, and I would like you to fan him while he's eating. And this is what Bhagavan does, you know, and start fanning, you know, the Sadguru. So this is one of the stories that we see, you know, that when one have devotion, really, even the most impossible things become possible. How much you are surrender to the feet of the Guru, Bhagavan also will show that much of surrender. So coming to your question, but you ask, you know, about you know, about the explanation whether when something happened, you know, whether the grace of Guru is there. Yes, with the devotee who have taken shelter to the feet of the Guru, you know, they have that grace with them. That's why you have to take shelter. No? So even the most things which terrible things which are meant to happen, Guru can change it. So surrender to the feet of the Master with love and devotion. Let your mind be upon the feet of the Master. So then you will experience sincerely, you know, when you, as much you are sincere in your spiritual path, then you will experience that grace which Guru and God have given to you. Jai Gurudev.
Paramahamsa Vishwananda recommends we keep chanting the name of God every day. Just 15 minutes a day will help you to create an oasis of positivity and divinity in your life. We invite you to submit questions and learn more about Paramahamsa Vishwananda and his Bhakti Marga mission by visiting paramahamsavishwananda.com. Thank you for joining us today. Please join us again for another live Connect with the Divine session every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 o'clock Germany time.